Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Peace be unto you. This is your brother Shahid Ali, Executive Director of Western New York, Youth Muslim Benevolent League, WNYYMBL. We are more than sports. Alhamdulillah, today though, sports and much, much more, as we have with us a very special guest, former NFL safety, former Arizona Cardinal, one half of the Abdullah brothers, Brother Hamza Abdullah. Pleasure to have you with us.
Good to be here. Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. So mashallah, you've made it all the way to the height of your profession. That's, a lot of people can't say that. At WNYYMBL, we're emphatic about using sports as a springboard to save youth. How would you say that fit into your biography?
You know, alhamdulillah, may Allah have mercy on my parents for introducing me to sports more. Specifically, my stepfather, Brother Yusuf, who returned to Allah last year. Rahimahullah, may Allah have mercy on his soul and grant him Jannah, inshallah. He came from the streets. He actually was incarcerated when we met him. And when he came out, growing up in 1990s in Southern California, heavy crime rate, heavy gang rate, heavy violence. He knew that to be a deterrent, we needed to do something to get us off the streets. So football was it. And our football sports went hand in hand with Islam. The discipline that you have to have for Islam is the discipline you need when on a team sport. You know, the camaraderie, the companionship. You have to, you want to have good teammates to be on a good team when we're playing basketball, football, soccer. The same goes with Islam. We want to have good companions to make sure that we're doing the things that we're supposed to do. Praying salah, fasting during the month of Ramadan. So sports, I'm a huge advocate as far as youth getting into sports, even adults continuing into sports. And it's a part of our deen to be in shape and to take care of what Allah has given us.
Absolutely.
And I think it's something that we can always do with our children. Playing sports, and alhamdulillah, I have 4 children, so I play sports with my children.
MashaAllah, beautiful, mashallah. Now, sometimes what we find in our communities from the West Coast to the East Coast and in the middle is sports sometimes can consume the youth.
Yes, sir.
And you and your brother made headlines when you guys decided to say sports is not as important to us as our faith in Allah, our belief in the Creator. You guys made a big decision. You just talk about what that decision was and a little bit of the thought process behind it.
Alhamdulillah, Allah blessed myself and my younger brother Hussein Abdullah to play in the National Football League. I had just finished my 7th year, and my brother just finished his 5th year back in 2012. And Hussein, he was out for the season on injured reserve. He had a concussion, so he had a lot of time to spend at home thinking. And I myself had been at home thinking about, what was going to be my next career move, inshallah, possibly my next team, where I would go, what I would be doing. And Hussein introduced the idea of us going for Hajj. But the only thing about us going for Hajj back in 2012 was it was in October, which is smack dab in the middle of the season. So we had a choice to make. We were either going to play another season or we were going to go for Hajj and inshallah come back. Having a good companion, like I spoke of earlier, having a good companion, having Hussein there, and really being adamant about Hamza, this is something that we need to do for our faith. We never know if we're going to get this opportunity again. So, alhamdulillah, by the grace and mercy of Allah, we went for Hajj. We were able to take our parents, take our older brother, and it was a decision that we didn't know what impact it would have at the time, but subhanAllah, we're still reaping the benefits, alhamdulillah. So may Allah continue to bless our family and all the brothers and sisters who have went for Hajj and all the ones who intend to go for Hajj, inshallah.
Ameen, alhamdulillah. And we know that you're in town, in addition to closing out the University of Buffalo's MSA's school year, academic year. You also have a book that's out that talks about your life story. Talk to us a little bit about that book.
Alhamdulillah, I was very blessed and fortunate to write my story. My book that I just finished my memoir is called Hamza Abdullah, Come Follow Me. And a lot went into it. The 7 years playing in the NFL had a lot to do with it, but there was a story before the story, and then there's been a story after the story. So in the book, alhamdulillah, I try to tie in, what sports means to me, the position that Islam has meant to me as a man, and the position that moving forward, that I feel like, what is needed for myself to continue to push through, that I feel as though what is needed for us as a society, us as a Muslim community, to continue to build upon. So inshallah, inshallah is of benefit to whoever comes in contact with it. I ask that anyone who reads it or comes across it, please forgive me for my shortcomings and mistakes, and please ask Allah to facilitate whatever is best for me and my family and my future. And inshallah, I pray that the best is for anyone who picks up the book. Inshallah, is beneficial.
I mean, alhamdulillah. I just want to ask you one more thing with regards to the faith in sports. Last year, the trophy was won by Tom Brady and the Patriots, and your brother knows Tom Brady well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he one of very few individuals who were able to intercept a pass by the great Tom Brady, and he made additional news by once he reached the end zone, falling in prostration to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Where were you? What was your reaction when that happened?
Oh man, my reaction was Allahu Akbar. I screamed Allahu Akbar at the top of my lungs. I was at home in Southern California, and we were watching Monday Night Football, and it just felt like it was something good was going to happen. It was just like one of those nights where it's just really calm. And it just seems like the blessings are in the air. And I actually I think it was either one of the first days of Hajj, I believe, of 2015, I believe.
Okay.
So we were amped up, we were ready to watch the game, and then when Hussein caught the interception, I just knew he was going to the house. And then when he slid in and made sujood, Allahu Akbar, that was a moment, inshallah, I pray I never forget, and I pray that there's a lot of benefit that comes from that, inshallah.
Inshallah. We want to definitely welcome you again, and thank you for coming to spend some time with us here in Western New York, and for sitting down with us at WNYYMBL, just to emphasize again how important it is to always hold on to your faith, as well as your commitment to sports. I want to thank you guys for tuning in with us, and inshallah, we'll talk with you soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum.